If you're looking to visit Peru and are in need of some fun things to add to your itinerary, you've come to the right video. We'll share several different affordable activities that will immerse you in the beauty, culture, and adventure in both Lima and Cusco. Starting with an ATV tour.
Buenos dias, we're with our tour group, getting ready to ride our ATVs and start the tour. Tired.
Not tired. Riding ATVs is one of our favorite ways to explore beautiful landscapes when visiting a different country. You get to cover a lot of ground quickly, which is perfect for when you're trying to see as much as possible in a limited amount of time. Even if you've never driven an ATV before, they're very easy to operate, so don't let that deter you if you haven't before. This tour we found on Viator, which included riding through the Sacred Valley, visiting Marai, and the Mars salt mines for about $39 per person. We'll be sure to leave all the information in the description if you're into this. We would definitely recommend wearing comfortable clothing that you don't mind getting dirty, bringing something to wrap your hair with, and packing a bandana and or some sort of face mask to prevent the dirt from getting into your mouth. It is very dusty out here. Our entire body was dirty by the end of the ATV tour, but it was 100% worth it. We are riding our ATVs. We're like in the middle of some prairie desert situation right now, but it's gorgeous. It's stunning. You can see like the whole landscape out here is just gorgeous.
But this was absolutely worth getting up early as heck in the morning after getting in late. But this is what adventure travel is all about.
That's right.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Nope.
All right, we are now in Marai. This area is so incredible. The ancient people of Machu Picchu and the Incans, they are so intelligent. The way they engineered things is just... So each of these levels, all these different terraces, they all represent a different level of humidity and a different temperature. This allowed them to cultivate a really diverse amount of crops.
It's amazing. Like, they were really before their time. Like, these farmers and agriculturists, they really knew what they were doing. Next up are the Mars salt mines. People come from all over the world to visit this mining site that has been in operation for over 600 years, and we see exactly why. Not only are the landscapes picture-worthy, but there's so much history here as well. What you're looking at right now are thousands of small pools, each owned by local families. Water flows in from an underground spring that is rich in all kinds of minerals and then flows into tiny channels that directs the water into thousands of shallow man-made ponds. As the water evaporates under the sun's heat, pink crystals are left behind and are harvested by hand and sold as a specialty throughout Peru and internationally for cooking. If you're looking for a reasonably priced Airbnb to stay at in Lima, we would definitely recommend this one. It was clean, comfortable, and very conveniently located, so we'll leave the link to it in the description if you're in need of it. And the next activity on the list is paragliding. I was way too chicken to experience this for myself, so I'll let Levon describe it for you since he was brave enough to actually do it.
Okay, so let me be real with y'all for a little bit. This was actually a pretty big deal for me. You know, I used to be able to do stuff like this when I was younger with no issue at all, but somewhere along the line, I just got way too afraid to try any adventurous activities or excursions or anything like that. So this was actually my first effort to try to really tap back into the adventurous side of me. And while I'm smiling here, I am really nervous as all heck as we started speeding up and getting ready to take off. But once we got into the air, the thrill of it all just took over. This was a joyful time and really and truly a great experience that I would 10 out of 10 recommend to anybody. I booked this on Viator for $75. The flight lasts about 12 to 15 minutes, which gives you more than enough time to enjoy the beauty of the coast on one side and the beauty of the city of Lima on the other. And I'll be sure to leave the link for the activity in the description for you. The pilot will even do some extra tricks at the end if you want, just to give you one last adrenaline rush before preparing to land. Lima is truly a beautiful and vibrant city, and I'm so grateful that I was able to see it from above like this.
Wow. Whew. Oh man. We did it.
How was it?
That was incredible.
Now that we're in Lima, we had a full day tour lined up that we had to wake up before the crack of dawn for.
Buenos dias. We are at Paracas. This is the reason why we were up at the crack of dawn this morning. We're going to be going all over. So right now we're at Paracas. We're going to be going to the Balastas Islands so that we can see the seals and penguins and some of the wildlife that's out here. We will eventually be making our way to a vineyard. Pisco is one of the most popular drinks in Peru. And we're going to be going to a vineyard to taste some pisco and also see how it's made. And eventually we will end up in Huacachina, the desert oasis. I would highly recommend the tour that we used with Miguel. The way he explained everything was very thorough. He provided a mobile hotspot for us as well too, especially driving through these remote areas of Peru. There is virtually no internet, but he was nice enough to provide the mobile hotspot, and he even gave us snack bags. There was like water and cookies and crackers and various things just to kind of hold us over throughout this long day of travel. So
None of that we were expecting, so that was very nice of him to do.
This tour was packed with many memorable experiences and a bunch of fun, so let's get right into it. The first stop was Balastas Islands. This was my favorite part of the day, and you'll really enjoy this if you like being out on the water and watching wildlife. Here you'll see sea lions and penguins living their best lives, and the boat tour guide really had a great understanding of the wildlife and did a great job explaining everything to us. Just remember to pack sunglasses, sunscreen, and a hat because it is very hot out here, especially if you come around the same season we did, and there's nothing to protect you out here from the sun while you're on the boat. One of the things that made this tour such a memorable one for us was the people we've met here and the sense of community you feel as everyone is experiencing the same things for the first time. It's something that never leaves you. After touring the Balastas Islands, we had the opportunity to join a cooking class where we learned the basics of preparing ceviche. This dish is loved in Peru and it actually originates here. It consists of raw fish marinated in freshly squeezed lime juice, sliced onions, salt and pepper, cilantro, and chili peppers. The acidity from the lime cooks the fish without using heat, and it tastes really good when it's prepared well. It's light, refreshing, and it pairs really well with a lot of foods. After the cooking class, it's time to head to the winery to try Peru's national drink, Pisco.
We start to produce wine at the 16th century when a Spanish man carried the grape to this country. First, it was planted in Cusco, but the weather wasn't good. For that reason, they translate to Ica and Moquegua. Here we have 4 hectares of Quebranta grapes.
We had a lot of fun and laughs at this winery, and we learned a lot about the process of making pisco. Here they make many varieties of it, and we were able to sample them all.
That was good.
That's something you would drink.
Definitely. Hot as hell. Can't wait to see the rest of these views though.
Just when you thought the day was coming to an end, there's still more fun things to do at the famous Huacachina Desert. One of them being riding in the sand buggies. Your adrenaline will definitely be pumping as you experience racing up and down the high sand dunes at full speed. It's like riding a roller coaster. We highly recommend it if you're looking for a thrill and some excitement. But don't worry, it's safe, you're strapped in, and the drivers are very skilled in driving these things. Huacachina is gorgeous, and the landscapes are even better to take in as you're racing through the dunes. The feeling you get while the wind blows in your hair, while the sun sets in the distance, is honestly both exhilarating and serene. After racing through the sand dunes, the drivers will park you at some high point, and then from there, you have the option of sandboarding down on your belly. If you're afraid of heights, it can be intimidating looking down, but once you reach the bottom, you'll realize that it was so worth it, especially if you're blessed to have a great group of people like we did. The oasis itself is also worth admiring. It's not every day you get to admire the contrast of a body of water in the middle of a hot desert, so take it all in. If you do decide to book this tour, which we highly recommend, please book Miguel. He was so helpful, he spoke English, and he was genuinely passionate about his job. You can tell that he loves what he's doing, and we'll definitely leave his info in the description.